What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, 800 the Stizzles, the Prophet de jour, God and man form. Holla at your boy. What's up, man? What's cracking, man? I know I've been leaving y'all, on unread. You know what I'm saying? I know I'll be leaving y'all, stunned and waiting. You know what I'm saying? If you are, it's all good, man. Please bear with me. Still trying to get used to working on my daily hustle again. You know what I'm saying? But I told y'all that we're gonna get back with it. But I'm gonna come at y'all. I'm still gonna be here. Maybe a little bit in between time in the meantime that I do, but I'll be here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna crack off for you guys. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Hump day, Wednesday, middle of the week, work week. Henry Ford, man, punch you in your face. But yeah, middle of the work week right now. You know what I'm saying? For people that work Monday through Friday. So you basically officially are past halfway throughout the week. You only got Thursday and Friday. It's the weekend, baby. So, you know what I'm saying? Minnesota's been cracking off, man. The weather in Minnesota's been really nice lately. So, man, big ups to that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just been like, it hasn't been too overwhelming. Pretty much July was hot. July was like 90s, man. I swear, man. I'd have to check, but I swear July was probably average of 90s. You know what I'm saying? So it was pretty hot July. You know what I mean? Usually we get that around August, but like towards the end of August. But that mug came in, man. That heat wave came in during July, popped off, and it's been basically up there ever since, man. Dipped down to maybe like a 60 or a low 70 one day. But we pretty much started August been around 80. We'll be 80s for the next couple of weeks. So Minnesota, big up. You know what I'm saying? With that weather, man. I know y'all been outside, man. I know Southside been outside. I've been seeing it. You know what I'm saying? So big ups to everybody getting out there, enjoying some of the weather and having some festivities. The Gus Macker was just this past weekend. Brought that back for the first time in, let's say, I think like 20 years. Since they had it here last year was the first time they had it in 15, 20 years. It was popping off last year. Yours truly was involved in it. And then this year, second year in a row, they didn't had it since it came back. So, and it was a huge event, man. Everybody was up in there cracking off, man. Everybody winning. When I be cracking up, man, all my friends be posting championship trophies and winning. Where the losers at? Am I not friends with the losers or something? I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, you know me, it's my night show. So if you get shots, pop that shit, that's just you caught us straight. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is on Thailand TV. That's how we come. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, big ups to everybody that was down there and supported and helped out. Gus Macker is a huge event, man. It was a huge event when we were doing it back in the day. So I know if we on that same level that we're trying to get it to again. In this city, man. 3-on-3 basketball is hot right now too, so it's a perfect time for Gus Macker to kind of make a comeback like it has been doing in Minnesota. Big ups to that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Just some daily affirmations, man. We'll get to that right now, and then so I'll jump on I'll jump on my daily topic for the evening after that. But one thing I want to talk about, I still, you're going to hear these conversations all the time, man, the GOAT debate, in basketball, we're going to hear these conversations happen all the time, man. People are going to be talking about who the GOAT of basketball is. People talk about the GOAT of everything, but in particular, the GOAT of basketball is an argument that happens. I've heard, matter of fact, I seen a post, and I don't know if it's true because you never know what you see on social media now. But I seen something saying that a dude was being arrested for murdering a friend of his for arguing about the GOAT debate, and that's why I'm bringing it up because I saw that and I was just like, man, let's touch on that for a minute, man. It's just crazy because like people really don't understand how to be wrong. You know what I'm saying? And that GOAT debate is one of the biggest arguments, especially in basketball. And the top two causes of those arguments are Jordan and LeBron. You know what I mean? Like when people get into that GOAT debate and they get to talking about Jordan and LeBron, they get really heated. I mean, most people have conversations about the GOATs. They talk about, Will Chamberlain. They talk about Bill Russell. They talk about Steph. You know what I'm saying? They talk about Kobe. You know what I mean, Oscar Robinson. You know what I'm saying? You know, your boy. Um, oh man, I'm tripping. Larry Bird, you know what I'm saying? Like those are guys that don't get too much publicity about being a GOAT, but names be thrown around in conversations when they talking about. Because I seen on Joe Budden podcast they were talking about the top 100 list that just came out, and they were going over the top 10, and I think that it's a to me it's just about how much of an impact. I think when you talk about the GOAT, you got to look at the overall impact that person made. Yeah, you can talk about Jordan's 6 rings, but honestly, to me, Jordan's 6 rings is not what wins him the conversation. Straight up, for me, just for me, this is the type of dude I am, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the type of dude like the thing that wins it for Jordan for me is when they said that when I had heard that he had punched Steve Kerr in the face because he missed a shot and Jordan punched him in his face and said, next time I pass you the ball, you better hit the damn shot. And like the next game they went out and he literally had a play where he had to pass to Steve Kerr and he hit that shot. That to me, and I get it, people go through analytics, you know what I'm saying? And I hate analytic people, you know what I'm saying? I hate people that paper people, and I hate people that statistic people because the game ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like when you in the trenches, when you on the court, man, it's different. And that's why, you know what I'm saying? Like, a guy like Jordan beats out everybody is because he's doing whatever he can to win. And that's the problem with our society is that Jordan would do anything that he wanted to win, that our society is too busy making excuses why it's okay not to win. You know what I mean? And it's watering down our kids. People don't see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, which is cool. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? I'll be the only one to see it. You know what I mean? And you ain't gonna put a rule over my eyes, right? And that mentality makes Jordan the most elite person in the NBA because of that mindset right there. He wanted to do everything he could to win, and then once he did, he didn't stop winning. That's just GOAT status to me. But you do have categories, right? You got categories that people are the best in. I think Steph Curry is the best shooter in the NBA. I think Kobe is the best clutch player in the NBA. I think LeBron can surpass Jordan and be the GOAT. I think he could. Just impactfully, right? And I think he can because of just it's a freak, man. I've said this before about LeBron. LeBron is the type of guy you build on 2K. Matter of fact, LeBron is the type of build you can't build on 2K. They don't give you enough money. They don't give you enough access to attributes to make a guy because if you could, you'd be dominating the whole game straight up, right? People will make a 6'6" guy shooting slender, whatever, blah, blah, skippy, he gonna get beat up. You know what I'm saying? Like he gonna get knocked down, right? You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be some limitations. But if you on 2K, if you made a LeBron James build, that dude would bang. You know what I'm saying? Like he would bang, right? But you can't. The attributes won't even give it to you like that. So you know what I mean? Like that tells you right there how much that dude is, man. And and I think that LeBron and Jordan, I got them right there, man. For me, you know what I'm saying? We can argue all you want to. Will Chamberlain, I love Will. Will is the most athletic, freakish creation ever. You know what I'm saying? But um, Bill Walton, or not Bill Walton, but Bill Russell stopped him multiple times, right? It's mind over matter, right? And I think a lot of times people don't get that a lot of players play chess and not checkers. A huge percentage of numbers of people that are out there playing basketball and coaching and training, they're playing checkers, man. They're jumping, right? But a lot of guys that get to the elite level are playing chess. You know what I'm saying? They're moving 2-3 moves ahead of each other. I seen a game one time, man. Our kids were playing. We were playing against this team, and I literally saw this play out. Like I seen the guy come. I've seen the other team get the rebound, defensive rebound. They push the ball up to midcourt to their point guard. The point guard literally looks to the basket. He catches it on the by the baseline, by the sideline at half court. He looks to the basket, takes one dribble towards the basket, sinks our defense player in that was guarding the guy on the wing. He takes a step towards the guy with the ball. The guy with the ball literally just passes it over to the guy that he just left for a three. Like literally, he was playing chess. He literally got the pass, looked, saw there was only one guy in between him and the basket that was guarding his teammate. He took one step, said, okay, if I take one step and this guy comes to me, I'm going to fling this pass to this guy for a wide open three. And that's what he did. I mean, that's the difference between a lot of kids nowadays. They don't play chess. They're reactionary to everything. They're playing checkers. They're jumping, right? So when a pass is made, they move. And, one of the things as a coach I try to do is just teach them how to move, read the ball, move when the ball moves. So when the pass is made, man, look, ain't no such thing as a magic bullet. Ain't no such thing as a magic pass, right? The ball ain't going. If some person's passing it to the post, it's not miraculously going to mid-air going to turn and go out to the 3-point line. It's going into the post, right? And so if you can get yourself prepared for that, and be ahead of the game on the defensive side, that's where playing chess really comes into play. At is being able to predict or push the offense to do something that you want them to do, and then that way you can already be in position to react the way you need to react. But yeah, man, just the smartness of even learning how to set a screen, man. Like, whew, boy, I've seen this, boy. I'll see somebody, man. I watch basketball a lot. I'll see somebody go down to set a down screen and will literally go and just stop. Now, this is off ball screen now. This ain't on the ball screen, because on the ball screen, yes, you got to stop. But these are off the ball screens on the other side, on the weak side of the ball. You know what I'm saying? And literally will go for a down screen, a pin down, and they'll just stop. And I'll be like, he didn't touch anybody. Getting contact. And then the guy that they were supposed to be screening for just kind of comes up, and the defense comes right along with him. Looking like what? Like, for real. Like, I be watching this stuff. Like, I'm like, what is going through these young men's head when they're young ladies too, when they're going down to set a screen? Like, when you go down to set a screen, put your body on a body. Put your body on a body. So that way you make that defensive player have to make a decision, and then your defensive player has to make a decision secondly. If you just go down and don't touch anybody or don't make contact, you just stand there, the defense doesn't have to make any decision. They don't even have to use any brain cells, because you haven't impeded any of their movement. They can still stand where they're standing and guard who they're guarding in the same position. And they haven't used any energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, on offensive side of the ball, I'm trying to do some stuff to make the defense work. You're going to have to work. You got to work. Because you're going to tire out. You know what I'm saying? If you're not making the defense work, you got a team that's just packing the lane every time you drive to the ball. They're not working. You're not moving the ball. You're not making them run around. And, that puts you in a position where if they do get the ball, they're coming down the court fully energized. Like, this is the chess stuff that I think about in my head. The team that does not play, that you don't make work on defense, when they get the ball, they're coming down the court full energy. They haven't worked on defense. They're coming down full of energy. You've worked harder on offense than they did on defense. So you're coming back on defense tired from trying to throw up some bullshit. They just coming down like, hey, we were just standing in one pot. We had to move over once to get to the lane, and that's it. They called the lane. That was it. We got the rebound, or we got a steal. Now we off to the races, full energy. I'm hitting in stride, catching the ball in stride. Whap, bam, 3, knock it down, right? And that's the chess part of it. You got to be smart enough to understand that if I make you work on defense, you will be tired on offense. Come on, man. This game is to be sold, not told. I get that, but I'm selling it to you because we on the internet right now. That's how it works. You're paying for it. But anyways, that's what I try to do, man. I try to give inside knowledge because all these X's and O people, man, we gotta get them out of here, man. We gotta get these X's and O people out of here, man. For real, it's making basketball bad because what's happening is people are looking over the fact of what actually goes on in gameplay. I even seen a video about, and you know me, I got to do disclaimers. I'm not putting down my guys because everybody's a trainer now. Everybody I know is a trainer. Everybody in the world. Probably like 65, 75,000 training places in the United States right now. Everybody wants to be a trainer. Like I said, that was something that we did about 4 or 5 years ago. We prophets here. We move quick. We get on things before everybody else do. But everybody's a trainer, right? So they're training these kids to learn how to play basketball singularly. So you're training young men to be great one-on-one players. And then not only that, what's happening a lot of times is kids are going in games and they're looking like, wait a minute, I've been training and this stuff was working, but it's not working. Because in live gameplay, it's decision making. It's on the fly. You know what I'm saying? It's not sitting in the gym by yourself, dribble, pull up. That's not how it works, bro. You're not going to get dribble, pull ups all the time. You got to be more creative. You got to work with what the defense is giving you. You have 9 other people that are on the court, 9 other minds that you have to work with, work around, work through. So, you know what I'm saying? And I get it, but the training doesn't teach that. It doesn't teach all that. That's why a lot of kids get into these slumps and get into these disarray moments where they're like, what the heck is going on, man? I've been training, I've been working, I've been in the gym, busting ass. I'm hitting 100% shots in practice. Why am I hitting it in the game? Because game time is different. You know what I'm saying? The game time is different, bro. And that's the mindset I be trying to put into these young men. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, for real, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be arrogant and a little bit cocky. You know what I'm saying? This is just how it is because everybody else is, right? And because if I ask my friends, if I ask them, are you a horrible trainer? They're going to say, yeah, I'm a horrible trainer. No, they're going to be like, man, I'm the best. You know what I'm saying? Come see me. We the best, right? So what's wrong with me being a little arrogant? So, and you know, since I remember, you know, people be talking about how much basketball knowledge they have all the time. And honestly, I don't think nobody has more basketball knowledge than me. And I'm going to tell you why. Just to, you know, toot my own horn. When I went to St. Cloud for a year, I was a tutor. I was tutoring the football team. I was tutoring the football team and some of the basketball players. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was a tutor. Fact check me, boy, at St. Cloud. I was a tutor. Ask Coach K. You know what I'm saying? If y'all remember, we had our own Coach K at St. Cloud. Yeah, dog out here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I was a tutor. So I was tutoring athletes at the elite level, at the D2 elite level. Like Todd, my guy, that's how I met Todd Bowman. My guy, man, good dude, man, hooper and football player, baller. You know what I'm saying? Could get in, white boy that could ball. I'm talking about he would ball your ass for real. But I'm tutoring these guys, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm at the house, at the sports house, man, and you know, they coming in there, they're signing their name on my thing for me to give them some tutoring time. So I'm tutoring athletes. So while dudes out here talking about how much basketball they know, yeah, that's cool. But I was tutoring you niggas. I was tutoring you niggas, so it's all good. You can have all the basketball knowledge, but I got basketball knowledge and I'm tutoring you. You know what I'm saying? So, it's the gods in here, man. We the gods, man. And if you understand that mentality, man, your brain and your mindset will be a lot leak. You know what I'm saying? You won't be all this bull crap that's going on, man. Don't phase you like that. You don't look at the world any different. You don't look at the world like society makes you look at the world. You look at the world for what it really, really is. And that's how I am with basketball. And a lot of times, you know, I think a lot of people take my realness is negative, and it's not being negative, it's being realistic, because a lot of times we can go off of the hope, we can go off the X's and the O's, we can go off the paper and go off of what it should be and go off the analytics. The analytical people, love them, love the analytical people, great job, but in the game and in the trenches is different than the analytics, as a lot of people end up finding out, right? And you got to be able to watch something and read it at the moment and say, you got to change right then and there. And that's the type of guy I am. So I'm the type of guy, I see something, I see a bad move by a player, I'm going to sit up there and say, yo, this ain't it. That's me. because I'm a God. I can recognize it. I can see it. And sure enough, every time I've said that, that wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? It snowball. It'll snowball before anybody make a change. When we should have, before it even turned into a snowball, when it started to snow, I was like, hey, look, hey man, this ain't it. Then all of a sudden we wait till the snowball, and then all of a sudden, oh well, you were negative. No, it ain't because I was negative. It's because I was realistic, bro. I was telling you, hey, look, this is what we gotta do, because this ain't working. You know what I'm saying? And don't be so prideful, man. Don't be so prideful. You take your teams down, you know what I'm saying, not listening to other gods, you know what I'm saying? Because hey, we can all get better, man, if we're a village in this world. You know what I'm saying? I've told y'all this before, right? We gotta work together. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So come holler at the tutor, you know what I'm saying? I was tutoring you athletes back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Hey man, that's just how it is. When you're smart, you know what I'm saying? And can't nobody take that from you. And that's on the guy. But yeah, man. Another point. Saw this on a video. They were talking about. I was watching a game, and they were talking about over the back call. Like I knew that from back in the hoop when I was hooping. There's no such thing as over the back. That's not a call. Like that's not a call. And a high percentage of people, grown dudes, really think that there's an over the back call. There's no over the back call. It's just a foul call. It's a pushing call or illegal contact call. There's no over the back call, which means that if a person jumps over you, reaches over your back to get a ball, if they don't make contact to you, it's not a foul. You can go over somebody's back all you want to. You know what I'm saying? And people don't understand that. It's not. That's why people always over my back. You always hear. I guarantee you, man. I guarantee you, every game you go to, you'll hear people yell, "Over the back! He was over the back! He's over his back!" I guarantee you, because they don't understand there is no such call as over the back. Fact check me. Check my receipts, man. Hey, Cat Williams said it, man. Check my receipts, man. But you know, and that's the thing about it too, man. You gotta really understand players, man. I think one of the positions that's really need to be added, especially at the high school level, is the player development. I think the player development position needs to be added to every team staff, because you got to have somebody that can read players, man. They can understand players. They can look at players and tell them. They can look at a 10th grader and they know how important and impactful that 10th grader is going to be for the program. And they try to give you a heads up about, hey, look, let's implement this player in. Let's get this guy some more minutes at the next level, because they're going to be instrumental in what we need. You know, and sometimes some people, man, you tell people some of that stuff, man, they want to wait until, you know, a year later to find out how good that person was. And that's just how it is sometimes. But you got to get a player development person or position so that you have somebody who's specializing in that. That's their job. Their job is to relate to the players, watch the players, and give you that real feedback, because a lot of people don't have an eye like that. A lot of people don't have an eye to look at a player, who's a good shooter but isn't strong. And the analytical people, the style people that will look at the guy that's a good shooter, be like, oh my God, he's gonna be great. He's a good shooter. But then you look at him and say, okay, well, he's not really strong. You know, so we got to get him in the weight room, get him working out on weights and get him stronger, or he's going to get bumped around and pushed around, and that shooting is not going to be benefit to us. And then on the other end, if he's not strong, on the other end, he's going to be a defensive liability because he's not a strong player. You know, he can't play defense and can't keep up and gets moved around, or gets buckets on him a lot because he's not strong. You know, that's where the player development person comes in at, you know, because a lot of guys, especially coaches and stuff like that, they're too busy watching and reading and making adjustments and for the whole team, and drawing up plays and trying to read what's going on and with all players that are out there, making sure you get the right guys on the floor, you know. And if those coaches know and have an idea of who's going to fit with the five that are out there, because you got to put the best five out there that fit together. That's the biggest point that I try to get across, is you got to put the best five out there that work together, because having five people out there that work together will will yield you better results than if you have just 5 random ass shooters out there. You just got 5 random ass dudes you just threw together. I guarantee you, if I got 5 guys that have been playing together for 6, 7 years, they'll beat those guys. For real. You know what I'm saying? That's why old school teams that bring their old school squad, that's why they usually win. Because they've been playing together for so many years. They know all their nicks and knacks and crannies, and they know who's the shooter, they know who's the PG, they know who's getting all the rebounds, and everybody plays their role, man. You know what I'm saying? So, that we got to get that player development position and help out some of these teams, man. Real quick, I want to talk about something. Just speak about adding to your resume. I think adding to your resume is pretty important. I think that you can't turn down opportunities, man. Especially for the young people, we can't have them turn down opportunities. That's why I was talking about playing multiple sports. That's the beginning of it. My mom one time, blessings to to the God that's Dorcine. My mom took me one time to this modeling thing, and we sitting in there in a big convention room. There was a lot of people in there, probably about 100, 200 people in there. And so dude is kind of talking, and he's like, he's talking about jumping out of the airplane. So he's like, yo, who wants to jump out of an airplane? And I was like, I'm saying, like, raise your hand if you want to jump out of an airplane. So I raised my hand. And I was like, well, raise your hand if you jump out of an airplane without a parachute. And I raised my hand. Nobody else raised their hand. I was the only one. He was like, well, that's commendable. He's like, that's exactly what we're looking for. That's the type of attitude you got to have. He's like, because in this world, yes, you're not going to be jumping in out of an airplane today, but you left your hand raised. So whatever opportunity that I have, shoot, you the first one I go to because you got your hand raised. And people got to understand that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You got to be willing to be down to do whatever it takes to get you to that next level. Like I said, the difference between LeBron being a GOAT and Michael Jordan being a GOAT. But one of the other things that this man said was, and this is where I talk about the resume, because what he said that one day he was getting phone calls at his house, and he was like, he's answering the phone. They're like, yeah, is this such and such painting company? And he's like, no, this ain't painting company. So he's like, the calls were just coming all the time. And he was like, what the heck, man? What's going on? He said, so finally he asked somebody, he's like, why, what number are you calling? He's like, they're calling this number, whatever. And he's like, no, my number is one number off. And he's like, so he went to the yellow pages where they say, and he saw the advertisement for the company that has his similar number was just one number off. So he was like, oh, okay. He thought that was kind of weird. So he said, let me try this out. So he said the next time somebody called and asked, he was like, yeah, I'm a painter. You know, I'll paint. And they asked him to come paint a bedroom for him, pay him $1,500 to pay the bedroom. He was like, all right, cool. So he said, I need half up front, and I'll get you half. I'll take the rest of the half when I finish. And he said he took the half and went and bought some paint supplies and went in there and painted it to the best of his ability. He said they loved it. And then paying him the rest of his money. He said, boom, and now my business is grown. My business was born. My paint business was born. He was like, that's what it is. He said, it didn't last that long, but now I have a resume. So if I want to paint something in my home, I can paint it myself. If somebody else wants me to paint something, I can throw on that. I can throw on my bibs and everything and go paint. And he's like, but I would have never had that in my resume or had that as a skill if I didn't accept that phone call and tell somebody, yeah, I could do it. And that's what you got to do sometimes. Sometimes you got to take those risks. Sometimes you got to say, okay, man, I'm gonna go out there and try. You got dreams and goals and things you want to do, aspirations. You got a business you want to run or whatever, podcast you want to start or whatever it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and put it on the resume. Go ahead and at least get it started, man. See if you like it, see if you love it, see if it's good, see if it turns out to be something that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? And hey, babe, to the gods, man, one day it might turn out to be something that the whole world loves, man, and then you're rich. Get that money. You know what I'm saying? Gotta go out there and get that money, y'all. But that's, you know what I'm saying, that's something that, young people need to know. Add to your resume, man. Whatever you can to add to your resume. Don't be shy about going out there and doing work. Don't be shy about going out there and doing things differently than you are normally used to, because put you in position to add to your resume so that down the line, anybody asks you to do something, you say, yeah, I can take care of it. I can do it. No problem. Yeah. So Let's see here. Oh boy. Yeah, okay. So that's all for my daily affirmations for today. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get into tonight's subject. We're gonna talk about it a little bit. I probably won't stay on as long as I've been staying on lately, but we'll talk about it a little bit, a little about it. We're gonna talk about some relationship stuff tonight. You know, I've been on that relationship kick, so let's get back to it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I can throw out there to help good people that want to be in good relationships with good people. I'm gonna throw it out there, man. Try it, man. You ain't gotta change your whole life and say, oh, Tyler told me to change everything. You ain't gotta do all that. But I'm just saying, try some of the stuff. You know what I mean? If it works, it works. If it don't, holler at me. Tell me, boy, that stuff was crazy. You dumb. Whatever. I don't care. Pop shots, because I'm popping them. You know what I'm saying? People catch them around here. You know what I'm saying? On the style. If you listen to it, blessings for you. And if you don't, it wasn't meant for you, man. You know what I'm saying? But just try it. You know what I mean? Just word of the wise. We're talking about interracial relationships tonight. And you know, we gonna tap up on it, man. We gonna speak about it in a I want to speak about it in a way that's not confrontational. I just want to mainly talk about it from my view. One of the reasons why I feel like I could talk about dating is because I dated. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? If you know the dubs, you know T Dub, you know what I'm saying? I had a couple of dates in my time, you know what I'm saying? Just a couple of dates, you know what I'm saying? So I know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, anytime you go see a professional, I mean, they got a profession in it. They've done it for a long time. They're educated in the field. I think I'm pretty educated in dating. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. This is what it is, right? So interracial relationships, man. Experience with that too, man. Personally, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I don't see nothing wrong with it at all. I think that different cultures blending together is a necessary part of today's society. I think that the effects of different cultures has a toll on some relationships. I think it does. I think it's very difficult sometimes to blend the relationships because of those things, because of cultural differences. Um, I think religion definitely plays a part in that. Huge part in that. Huge part in that. I mean, because if you think about how many religions there are, I mean, if you think about atheists, they have no religion at all. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in the Most High. They don't believe in any higher, uh, um, any entity above the world's creating us. They don't believe in that, right? So it's like, when you think about that, how can a person that does believe in that be in a relationship with somebody that doesn't? And I mean, it works, but I've seen it not work. I mean, the percentages are probably higher with it not working, you know what I'm saying, than anything else. So that's part of the reason why interracial relationships are difficult, because of those cultural beliefs, you know. And in some cases, you know what I'm saying, it benefits, especially, you know what I'm saying, with men with polygamy, you know what I mean? The guys that believe in polygamy, they love that stuff, especially with the Middle East women, because that's their thing, that's their religion. Their religion is to be like that, dad go get new woman. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So it's right up their alley. The polygamy dudes is right up their alley. They pull out the religion card real quick. Hey, say I can. It states it right here. You know what I'm saying? The Old Testament, it say right here, I can do this. You know what I'm saying? So, and you got to be on the lookout for that, man. I've seen people try to use it, just like I said. They try to use it as an excuse to get to benefit themselves. You know what I'm saying? Which, you know, and on the angel's advocate, I understand, especially like good men that are religious and that really believe in and the laws of the Bible and things like that, and believe the Most High or whatever their religion is, and they understand that that's what they want to follow, the person that they with has to kind of follow that too. Because it's difficult, man. It's difficult, man, to be with. Like I just pointed out, you got two ends of the spectrum: somebody that believes in a higher power and somebody, an atheist, that does not. Those are difficult conversations to be having in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take those things in consideration and really, break those things down and back to communication. Back to communication. Always talking about the things that bring us right back to what I point on, right? And communication is one of those keys. One of the things in regards to religion that I learned was, I'm saying, about 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, my brother educated me on the tribe of Judah and the Hebrew Israelites and the laws of the land. And the rules I was breaking, according to them, the rules I was breaking. You know what I'm saying? And some of y'all know too. Some of y'all that learned that we kind of learned at the same time. Some of my dogs, man, some of my kings out here, we learned at the same time. But boy, the rules I was breaking. You know what I'm saying? Street, boy. Hey man. We'll be kicked out. I see why we got kicked out of the Garden of Eden, man. For real. If it was the rules, boy, yes, sir. We was breaking them rules. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, just to learn that. And I talked about this before, reading the Bible a little bit differently with with that new eye that I have, that I read it with, and I understand how it was written, what it was written for, how it pertains, and when it comes to interracial relationships, in a sense of trying to figure out who the best mate for myself would be, and the young woman that I found to be my best mate, and her being in having a bloodline of one of the tribes it's just what it is, man. Like, it's just what it is, man. The conversation is a little bit different because of it. You know what I'm saying? It just is. It's true to form, man. Y'all, like I said, y'all can try what I say, man. Y'all can listen to what I'm saying, man. Blessings to you. If you don't, what meant for you. But it's just been true to form ever since I've been with this young lady. And the other ones that I was with before, dating before, were not of the cloth. It was like, oh, wow. I can see it now. Like I said, I got the third. I can see what you're saying now, right? And I look at I'm a really realistic person, man. You know what I'm saying? So I do have my beliefs with the tribe of Judah and the belief system of the Hebrews. I do have that, and I still believe in the whole migration, right? Us coming from Africa, migrating up into Europe. It's cold at. Cold makes your hair thinner. Lay down, lips thin, so you can breathe. You know what I'm saying? Skin paler. I'm just saying, right? And then that migration up into going towards the west, reaching up into China, past Russia, Bering Strait, over into the Americas, down into South America. That's what I think, right? That's what I think. You know what I mean? Fact check me if you want. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Put the comments right here if you want to. But that's what I feel happened as far as migration. So in a sense, I feel like we all came from the same area. We were all different tribes, and I think we just spread out and migrated into different places. But we all kind of started in the same area. And there, from my belief, there are certain ones and tribes we ain't supposed to be messing with. You know, y'all know who y'all is. I'm just saying, man. Look, these are shots you just gonna have to take them. You know what I mean? That's how I roll. But it's unfortunate because we live in the USA. You know what I'm saying? The United States of America is a melting pot. There is so many races here, so many races, and it's weird because there's a lot of races in Europe. I mean, there's a lot of races in Germany, Great Britain. I mean, there's a lot of races over there, man. Like, You know what I mean? Like people roaming around and functioning and whatever. But in the U.S., it's like we got to the land of the free, and coming to the land of the free, it's more rules than anything else. It's more rules, laws, things you can and can't do. How the hell we free? I don't get it, man. Hey man, hey man, this is for entertainment purposes only. But I gotta question that. How are we the land of the free when we have more laws, I think, than anybody else in this world, dog? We got more things we can and can't do, and we keep coming up with new laws, amendments to the laws, a bylaw to the law, amendment to the bylaw, and it's crazy. But hey, we let them get away with it, so it's just what it is. Like I said, I'm a realist. It's just what it is. It's just what we dealing with, so we gotta deal with it, right? But I remember that one of the reasons why interracial relationships were interracial dating was a huge problem. Interracial relationships was a huge problem was because blacks couldn't even look at white folks. Like I said, man, it's my show. It's Talent TV, man. I bust shots, but that's for real, real. Like black men would get unalived. Let's start using the correct terminologies. They would get unalived in really heinous and horrendous ways just from looking at a white woman. You know what I mean? And it's crazy, man. I remember reading or watching a movie or something, man, where I seen, you know, the plantation owner, the white man would rape the black woman, and then the white woman would threaten the black man, the black slave, to give it up to her, or she would tell on him and get him in trouble. And it was like crazy, man. So then, you know, you turn around and you go through that, and then black men first started intermingling with the white women, and I get the black women that got sour about that and upset about that, coming from that type of culture that we were that we had to endure. So I totally get why there was a whole issue about that when it was really kind of taking off. The interracial dating thing was like really starting to take off, and I do get that. But we've come a long way now, and one of the things that I understand is love is love. You fall in love with who you fall in love with, and there's nothing that you can do really about that. You know what I'm saying? Like you fall in love with who you fall in love with, but you gotta be smart about it nowadays. You gotta be smart, because one of the things that people don't like, besides just the interracial relationship, is the PDA. You know what I'm saying? Like you walking around holding hands, black man walking around holding hands with a white girl. Yes, they be looking at you, tell me they don't. It's 2025, man. They do that. They still kind of do. You know what I'm saying? But think about it back when I was in the 90s. Oh boy, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, hey man, it was tough, man. It was tough, man. And you got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, with that PDA and kissing on each other somewhere and people looking at you, or you in sometimes, especially like if you go on vacation and you go to a small town and y'all sitting there, oh baby, I love you, baby, and you know what I'm saying? He would look at you like, okay, I'll go pass in the woods. Yeah, saying roll through Mississippi like that. Kiss, hey baby, oh, okay, find your ass. So, hey man, shots around here, man. I laugh. It's my defense mechanism. Y'all know that, you know what I'm saying? But some of this stuff is some real stuff, right? And that's some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta really look at that, because I think the men have it harder than the women do. I think that the men have endured so much about deciding to step out of their race. I think that men, and it's crazy because it's like all races. Women just get mad if you're not dating them. Black women get mad if black men not dating them. Period. You can date a white woman, Asian. What is it, Asian? You go on what is it? What they call it? Passport bros. You know what I'm saying? They got name for it, everything, bro. And back in the day, you dated what? You messed with a white girl, man. They was mad at you, bro. They was mad at you, bro. They looked down at you, bro. Which is ironic because look at all these damn light skins that are out here. So there's got to be some interracial relationship going on, man. There's some interracial relationship going on. There's a lot of light skins around here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about my kids' age, 17, it's about 17, 20 years ago. A lot of y'all. You know what saying? A lot of y'all. But men got it harder than anybody else, man, because man, it's just, you know, it's weird because they want us to stay away from everybody else, but they don't want us. They want to keep in mind that we don't need a man. But as soon as the man steps out and decides to date a woman out of a different culture, it's a problem. Women, not as much. I think there's a little backlash, but I don't think it's as huge as how men have taken it. I think women get looked at as like, you know, doing it for using their man. They're using the other race, you know what I'm saying, to get whatever they want to get because they know society makes it like they're not going to get it from the black man. So, and I think women in general have always been curious about other races of men, and they've been willing to try, you know what I'm saying, and see what it's like. Asian women, though, man, back in the day, man, you couldn't tap that in there, bro. You couldn't you couldn't tap into that, bro. Hey, you know what I'm saying? That was that was like the triad, bro. You couldn't get in there, bro. You couldn't get in there, bro. The Asian women, bro. But now they open it up. I see some Blasian kids around here. My guys, I got a couple guys with some Blasian kids. You know what I'm saying? So they opened up for us. But it's just it's a little bit difficult, but still for men than it is for women to take the opportunity to meet and greet and see if they can find love from somebody with a different race. But me, man, personally, man, like I said, man, you're gonna find love, man, where you find love, man. And sometimes you just gotta crack it open, man, and see what it's all about, man, and have conversations and see what's going on. I think one of the biggest misconceptions in relationships is the meanies and the pushovers. I feel like women give women a bad rep. I think women give women a bad rep because I hear women all the time talking about other races and how they deal. Right? I hear other races talk about black women being loud, obnoxious, and all that, and it's cool, but that's a straight up stereotype. Because, like I said, you're talking to an expert here. I've been in relationships with different races, different races. Okay, all right. I've been in them. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen women that have had color in their skin that have been downright mean. Everything out of their mouth is a cuss word. Smoking cigarettes, wearing Jordans everywhere they go. Fingernails all the way down here, right? I've seen women with no color that have that. I've seen black women with that also. Attitudes out the world, man. Every conversation with them is a bad attitude. I've seen it, right? And then I've seen the other end of the spectrum. I've seen a lot of black women say that men want to date white women because they're a pushover, and I don't. I've dated, man. I've dated outside my race. I've dated my own race. I've seen women. I've seen black women that have been a push. I've seen black women. I've dated a black woman where in Cali, especially in Cali, and I dated her, and she knew I was dating somebody else, and she didn't care. You know what I'm saying? What a big deal. You know what I'm saying? I remember she had this little gold Benz, old school gold Benz. And you know what I'm saying? She used to come swoop me up, you know what I mean? And she used to come pull up at the house, man. I'm like, dog, what don't you sit outside for? You know what I'm saying? Whatever, right? And but she wasn't crazy though. You know what I'm saying? She was just really cool. Tell her to leave, she'd leave. You know what I'm saying? I had the girl show up one time, and she was pulling up. I said, "Hey man, with my shorty, man, can go away." She went away, man. Hit me up later. You know what I'm saying? So come on, man. We gotta stop doing that. We gotta stop stereotyping people. We gotta stop saying that because I've seen white. Matter of fact, I got a story for you, man. I'm at this job, right? And these two white girls are sitting close enough proximity to me where I can hear. I work with them, and so I'm just sitting in the lounge, just kind of chilling, relaxing on my break. They must be on their break too. Well, the girl starts talking about, I guess her ex-boyfriend or whatever, and she was talking about how one day he went to go out of town or whatever, and he asked her to watch the dog. She went over to watch the dog. The dog bit her or whatever, and she was so upset or whatever. And he came back. He was like, "Well, look, you know what I'm saying? Like, you when you did something to my dog, then if he bit you, you did something to him. And they got into an argument. He broke up with her, and she said she was so pissed off that she went over on the way out, leaving. She slashed 2 of his tires, and she was like, "I should have slashed all 4." And the girl she was talking to was like, "Yeah, girl, hell yeah, you should have slashed all 4 of them." And I'm sitting there thinking in my head, I'm like, "Well, first of all, that's a crime. That's a criminal act that you're committing." But okay, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. These are 2 white girls, right? And so that's what I'm saying. I black women try to stereotype and say that white women are pushover, men like pushovers, and specifically talk about white women. I'm like, nah, I know some white women that ain't pushovers, dog. Like they don't hold their tongue for shit. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta stop stereotyping into putting it to a culture, because different cultures handle their stuff differently, but they handle their stuff, especially women. Women just are. If they type that's very vocal, they just are. It don't matter their race. And then you get some ones that are just docile. They're like, look, I ain't trying to be in no motherfucking drama. I'm just trying to get my thing on. You know what I'm saying? Just like you is. So and so you just got to weed them out like that. Just try to figure out which ones are gonna cost you money for no reason. Repairing your car, calling an insurance company, buying new clothes that have been damaged, cut, painted on, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from them, regardless of what color it is. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that interracial relationships get a good mark because of stereotypes. You know what I'm saying? I think it's very difficult to find, or even to take the opportunity to jump into a relationship with someone of a different race because of stereotypes, especially black men. You know what I'm saying? Like, all races kind of look at us bad, you know what I'm saying, and don't even know the type of man that they're dealing with because of the stereotype that's put on us. Marriage, um, interracial relationship, marriage. It's you got to be strong. You got to be strong. I think that with everything that I'm talking about, culture, religion, um, upbringing, family, really starts to play a factor into this. One of the things that my girl, she has is she has a pretty big family. She comes from a uh, Latina culture, and that's how they are. They big family oriented. You know what I'm saying? They close niche. They love each other, and you know what I'm saying, that's one of the things that I loved about her, because I've been in Minnesota. I've been away from all my family, but I craved that. So that's one of the things that drew me to her, is because she had that. And when it comes to marriage and things like that, you got to take that in consideration, because you're going to be going to say a black person gets with a white person, or a black person gets with a Mexican person, or a black person gets with um, 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 a South African person, you know what I'm saying, or a Kenyan, you know what I mean, or a Greek person, you know what I mean. You got to, those are 2 totally different cultures, you know what I'm saying. So when you go to Thanksgiving, they may not have Thanksgiving, they have another one, you know what I'm saying. They go to Christmas, you got Hanukkah, you know what I'm saying. You got Kwanzaa, you got oh shit, you got Easter, they got Passover, right? It's a bunch of different things in each culture that when you get married, you have to take into beyond anything else. You have to take in consideration, because that's the culture they came from, and unless you're gonna tell that person to quit cold turkey with they culture, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna have to deal with it. You're gonna have to go over there, man. You got to learn. Oh, big thing too. You gotta learn how to eat the food. You gotta learn how to eat the food, man. You gotta learn how to eat the food. And if you got one of them, if you dating one of them, if you're in an interracial relationship with somebody that don't season their food, just pack yourself a sandwich bag of pepper, salt, and Lawry's. Just pack you some. Just take some salt, put it in a baggie. Take some pepper, put it in that baggie. Pour some Lowry's in that baggie. You know what I'm saying? That way, when you get to the spot, you know what I mean. You grab your girl, bring you your plate, pull that little baggie out, sprinkle it, baby. Sprinkle me, baby. sprinkle me, baby. You know what I'm saying? Sprinkle on that, eat that, because that's your love. That's your woman now. That's your better half now. So you gotta roll with it. You gotta roll with the punches, man. Them interracial relationships is a trip, bro. They are really strenuous on and stress. They can be very strenuous and stressful. And it ain't for the meek, bro. Some of these relationships, interracial relationships, are not for the meek. Um, because you're still gonna, a lot of times you're still gonna get those stares, man. You're still gonna get them. They're smaller and in between, but they're there now, especially in our society nowadays, where people are really vocal about their opinions. But anyway, what it is, man. Dating in the world of dating right now, in a interracial dating is a trip. It's a trip, man. It's a trip. How do you do it? Like, how do you approach someone from a different culture? Like, how do you do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta do your research, man. Rosetta Stone, I told y'all about this stuff, man. Rosetta Stone, man. It's all about communication, man. It's all about knowing. Take some time to research their culture, what they believe in, what they like, what they look at, some of their commonalities, and then you can have conversations. And what I've learned, especially when it comes to dating, man, that shit for the kings out there, that shit make the panty went boom, make the panty droppers, boy. I'm telling you, when you sit up there and have a conversation with somebody, a little bit about their shit, man, them ladies love that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? So, man, do your research, man. And don't shut them down, man, because love is love, man. You never know what you're gonna find unless you crack that egg open, man. You crack that shell open and see what's populating out there. So if you out there dating, one love to the people who only date within their race, and I don't shun anybody. I don't shun anybody. I may crack jokes, I may talk about you, and I may shoot my shots at you, but I don't shun people for making their decisions, because love is love. Wherever you find love is where you find love. So people that are staying within their own race, um, and finding love and happiness with that, man, blessings to you. People that are dating outside of their race and deciding to mix cultures, and it's a beautiful thing. Like I said, love is love. So big ups to everybody that does that also. And just be careful out there, people. Be careful out there, because there's some dirty people out there, man. Some dirty people, and I just want people to understand that one of the biggest things that I want people to know is that when you're dating, you have to understand the other person, period. And I think one of the biggest things when it comes to black men is mostly all the cultures, 99, 98% of all cultures do not understand our struggle. And I know this for a fact. I've had conversations, I've been in arguments with women. I've been in arguments with women, a lot of women. And I've always tried to be like, "Hey, man, look, what is wrong with you today, man? Like, I'm a black man in this world right now, man. I'm just coming home, man. I made it to the crib, bro. I just made it home. I just want to relax, bro. I want to be on this phone arguing. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck does that mean? You live in Minnesota. You don't understand. You don't understand the struggle. Yeah, I live in Minnesota. I might not struggle like everybody else struggle. I might not. You don't know, but that's the point. The point is that your mind isn't in a position to understand what I'm even talking about, because you didn't come from my culture. You know what I'm saying? And then you don't even have the consideration of learning my culture and learning what I've been through and taking in consideration what my mind may be thinking. And it's communication. It's about having conversations and really taking the time to understand how somebody else was raised, you know? And with interracial relationships, you got to do that. You got to figure out, how was that person raised? Did they come from a two-parent household? Are they a single child? You know what I'm saying? Did they go to Catholic school? You know what I'm saying? Freaks. Anyway, but you know what I'm saying? You got to take those things into consideration. You have to really focus on those things if you want to be a good person, that wants to be in a good relationship with a good person. And yeah, you got to do that. You know what I'm saying? It shows that you care about that other person more than you care about yourself. Or excuse me, I'm sorry. I have to reword this correctly, because the way I just said it kind of sounds insane, right? Nobody, what the fuck, I'm gonna put somebody up, right? You have to care about the relationship more than you care about yourself, right? That's really what it is. It's really caring about that relationship, because a lot of times when you make a move caring about yourself, you make a move that's like selfish, right? It's all about you, right? So the moves and decisions and the things you're talking about benefit you. And then if you're a pushover where you're just putting that other person first, then you're making moves that only cater and benefit that person. But if you are in the thought of doing whatever you can for the betterment of the relationship, then the decisions and the moves that you're making are going to better the relationship. Maybe not better benefit you, may not better benefit her, but it's going to benefit the relationship. And if you're going to be in relationships with people, if you want to be a good person in good relationships with good people, you got to do that. You got to put the relationship first. You got to do whatever you can that's going to better the relationship first. If you want to do that, if you want to be out here slutting and butting, hey, whatever. Yeah, do your thing, man. Do your thing, man. After all this, the Diddy parties, man. Hey, man, I don't put nothing past people no more, man. Y'all some weird people out here, man. So, but do your thing, man. Do your thing. Be safe. Watch what you're doing out there in the streets, man. Because you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, there's cameras out there. They got cameras everywhere. But you know what I'm saying? Love is love. I believe in love. I believe in it strongly. I believe it's the strongest power that we have on the face of the planet. I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly, and that's why I do what I do with Thailand TV, and that's why I talk about relationships, because I want us to get to a point where we have good relationships with good people, and it doesn't always have to be sexual. It doesn't have to always be marriage. It just has to be the fact of us dealing with each other, and always doing it for the betterment of the relationship between us and the relationships that we have on this planet. You know, because we got to share it. So we here. You know what I mean? And if you do have the opportunity in your life to find love, don't let it go, man. Fight for it, man. Don't let it go. It's a rarity. You don't find it all the time, man. Pure, real, unconditional. So, um, so yeah, date who you want to date. Love who you want to love. You know what I mean? Take it from your boy. Ayana Stizzles, man. Popping off, man. Y'all have a good night, man. Good evening, man. Thanks for joining me tonight. I appreciate you. Anybody that I see, talk to me, holler at me, give me suggestions. If you see me in the streets, man, give me suggestions for what to talk about on the show. I might do that. If you want to, man, leave a note, leave a quote, put something down, tag, subscribe to my YouTube, man. I'm about to flood this YouTube, man. I got so much material, man, in the box. I'm just gonna be flooding stuff, man. And plus, I'm gonna always be doing these lives. So tune in with me, man. Love y'all. Blessings.